Now we are ready to set up our HDPE and our expanded PVC parts, our sides, for carving on the CNC carving machine. So this one here is my HDPE side. The same exact procedure is going to be used for the expanded PVC up until the point of the design work. So my suggestion to do this is to not do the actual design work in Inventor. The reason for this is that the carving, the bit that we're using in carving, is a 1/8 inch bit. And this is a relatively large bit. So if you're trying to do some intricate design, there's a very good possibility that it will not show up correctly, as well as the way the DXF is exported. It might not show up the way you want and all that kind of stuff. So it's better to do the actual like artistic design work in Easel, so you know the way it's going to look, and it's a lot easier. So all I suggest you do in Inventor is the outside of the tile, and then you just export that straight to Easel. So the way you do that, it's the same. We've done it before, and it should actually be a little bit easier. Again, assuming that you did all of your sketch work or all of your design work for the tile in one sketch. So what you do is you right-click on that sketch. So you expand the extrusion, you right-click on the sketch, and you export sketch as. And you export it as a DXF. It should be in the same folder. So I'll just call it HDPE, Easel file. Save that. All right. So now you can go to Easel. And before we get started, let's go ahead and make sure that we have the settings correct. So instead of birch ply, which is the standard, we're going to use, let's see, where is it? The 2-color HDPE. You can even change it to the colors that you want. You know, if you have blue and white and blue, we have a lot of different colors. Go back to the cabinet, choose the ones you want. I'll just choose the, I've been using a lot of blue and red, so let's do red for this one. Why not? The width of it, it's 6 inches by 6 inches, and it's a 1/4 inch thick, 0.25 inches thick. We are going to use an 1/8 inch bit here, so that's fine. And then the machine we're going to use is the Carvey. All right, so now we have everything set up the way we want. Let me reduce this down, drag this over, zoom in a little bit. So the other thing we need to be careful about is, again, we want to put the design, the carving, the engraving on the outside of the box. So remember, when we look at the front, this is the front face. We want to make sure that our design, actually our engraving, goes on the back face. So this is the way we want it to be oriented when we do our carving. So we might need to rotate things and reflect things once we get into Easel. We'll see how it all works out. So we do an import, DXF import. So I go and find the file. I have mine on my U drive. Should be in this folder here, HTTP Easel file. Upload, let's see, looks pretty good. Looks like it might work. So if I say import, there we go. And it all went as one file right there. So it is turned. I'd rather have my the side that's facing up, face up. So let's see. Here looks like my thicker side. And when I rotate it, so it is backwards. So if I look at that, so this is the back side of it. I want the thicker, the longer fingers on the left side. So I do need to figure out a way to reflect this. And so what I will need to do here is, let's see if I'm able to do this. Nope, undo that. Let's see, how can I mirror this? Edit, flip horizontal. There we go. So pretty quick and easy, a horizontal flip. All right, So let's check the shape. Okay, it's still 4.5 by 4.5. Excellent. All right. So the other thing about the outside, before I start doing any inward design on the inside, the way this is being carved, so if I zoom in here, the way this is being carved is you see the lines here, all the tool is gonna, the center of the tool is gonna follow this line here. So it's carving on the tool path. What I wanna do is I wanna actually carve the outside edge here. So it's actually 4.5 inches by 4.5 inches and everything like that. So when I go to the cut, I wanna change it from the on path to the outside edge. All right. All right, let's see. So first of all, I need to use tabs. 4 of them. Something's not quite going right here. I gotta maybe zoom out a little bit. Let's move my tabs around so they're not all on top of each other. Oops. Okay, they're a bit long at the moment, so I can probably, let's see. First off, I'm going to reduce them to 1/10 of an inch in length and move them to places like this. Excellent. Okay. Let's try this again. Last time I was able to do this, I want to change it to an outside. If you've imported an SVG, check for open paths and join them before importing. So it's saying there's an open path somewhere. Oh, looks like I copied it. That's why. So I was working off a copy by accident, and that's probably why I was getting an error message, is because I was trying to do 2 at the same time, which is not going to like it. So let's try this again. All right, there we go. And then outside. Okay, there we go. Finally, that worked. So if you run into an error like mine, maybe you made 2 copies or something. So either way. So, all right, now we're good to go. There's one more issue though, is that these corners here, when we actually drill into here, you're not going to see, like, when the tool bit spins, it's a round tool bit and it'll make a round hole. So these square edges here will not fit quite right with the other pieces that are trying to be fit into it if you don't kind of over drill here, because it's going to be rounded. It's not going to fit in nice and flush. So you need to actually drill out a little extra material here. The way we use that or do that is just do a drill point, and it's what's called putting in like a dog bone shape, because in the end it looks kind of like a dog bone. So you put one here, and you just put these drill holes at all of these inside corners. Almost missed one there. So, and I almost missed one up here. So every inside corner, you're going to need to put in a drill hole. All right, that just drills straight through the material and over drills a little bit, so it allows the other finger joint to fit in nice and flush without any issues. All right, so it takes a little while to do that. I'm not going to go through all of it on camera right now. It's a waste of time, but you get the idea. It's just every single one of those, all of these little edges here are going to need it. All right, so now what you need to do, I can zoom out a little bit. Now you can start working on your artistic design. Here, if you want to import something you found online, so like for example, if I look up mean east M, like if I'm looking for that image or something like that, let's see, do I find mean east logo maybe? Well, we can see if we could try to do the demon face. I'm not sure how that's going to really turn out. Here we go. That's the M that I'm looking for, actually. So if I save this image, it's going to save as PNG, which should work. So save that. Then I can go back to Easel and do import image trace. upload a file, the logo, upload. We'll see how this turns out. Pretty good. If I want to invert it, there. So I just want to do the outside of the M. All right. If I even try to play with like trace outline, we'll see if that could work. All right. Let's go ahead and import that. That's kind of cool. And then if I really, wanted to do Manny's colors, I could change this back to like blue and white. So that looks a little more realistic. And there you go. What I want to, show you, the issue is if I make this too small, like if I, it might show up here, but it's not really gonna do some kind of fill. See over here, it's actually not gonna drill anymore the appropriate way. So I need to make sure that my design is such a way that it shows up, because this is a pretty accurate, representation of what it's going to really look like. I can actually make it a little shallower. That way it'll drill faster. Again, you don't want to make this one too overly complex, so it's just not going to drill right. No, it's going to be a lot of cleanup. So that's it. Once this is done, which it seems to be, make sure you share it with your teacher, and then you can go to the computer connected to the carving and go ahead and get it carved. Any questions, please ask your teacher.